we have Brittany Driscoll, CEO of Squeeze Massage. I am sitting here with Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance and Dr. Rob DeVito from Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Guys, I'm going to call you out for a second because you were both a little late and you're both like, traffic is ridiculous right now. Is there more people here or something?
I don't know. Something about fall weather. It is fall, right?
I actually stopped over at my storage unit that I have here in Scottsdale, and I went to go put some Christmas presents in there. And it was amazing that there were 3 of the outside garages open, and they housed cars. So I do believe everybody from the Midwest and the East Coast, they're coming on in, and they're getting their cars out, and hopefully they're making sure they're insured so that they can start up again.
Yep, absolutely.
What about you? Everything's good, Jeremy?
All good. Super busy. It's nice that it's fall. I actually had a jacket on this morning. It was very nice. Love it.
I've only been here a few years, I should say, but I've definitely gotten that Arizona blood, now they call it, to where it does go down to 75, and I am
sweater weather.
I am sweater weather. It is so cold, but I tell people, like, when I go back to the South and it's 98 and humid, I'm okay because I'm used to 110 here.
Totally.
So it's the difference. But yes, my husband makes fun of me right now because I am definitely in jackets at 75 degrees.
Oh, she's native now.
I made it. Listen, we have a really cool guest this week. Brittany Driscoll is on. She is the CEO of Squeeze Massage Parlor. It's a different kind of concept. So it sounds funny. It's like a hands-off concept with your hands on. So there's no front desk. You can do everything online. You go and check yourself in. You walk yourself to the room. So it kind of takes away from the small talk, but it's more personalized, she was saying. So I'm really excited to introduce you to her. And she is having a new store open up here in North Scottsdale. So I want to ask you guys are locals. You've been here forever. What is it about Scottsdale that you think is just so appealing that all these amazing new businesses are coming here and Scottsdale is growing?
I think that's money. I think massage is a luxury. I think that takes some disposable income, and it's just a great area to have it. And we're all about health. And,
we're a very healthy city.
So it complements us quite well.
I've always said if you work hard, you play hard. And Arizona, especially Scottsdale, is a place where we all want to play hard because we do work to have this type of lifestyle, to live in this type of community with this weather.
I know.
It's something that everybody strives for, and that's why people vacation here. I mean, why wouldn't they want to be here? Because almost year-round, it's perfect.
I had a friend come visit, and he's an avid golfer, and so his problem... What problem is it? He's like, I had to narrow down which courses I wanted to play at, right? Jeremy, you're like me. You know the names of them, but we're not really active.
Drive by them, pick people up occasionally,
that's how I learned
meet
about
them for beers. But
I've driven around the golf cart a couple times, but my friend compared it to a toddler driving, so he revoked my golf cart ability driving schools too. Yeah. But
they have a governor on them, for crying out loud. You can't go that fast.
I can push people's limits, Dr. Rob. I've been known to,
Well, there's a lot of ditches and stuff like that. They're hard to drive.
And, when someone's coming at you the other way and you think it's your right of way and they think it's their right of way, someone's going to lose.
Well, they should be always going forward if they're hitting their ball correctly.
But she also has a margarita in one hand, a beer in the other.
That is what makes golf
I did follow the cart girl
awesome.
around everywhere. I made sure she wasn't far behind. I wasn't playing.
That's
so,
okay.
My
you don't
only
have to.
job was to take pictures of the beautiful course and make sure, my hands were full. I was that girl at 9 a.m. while he was getting a coffee with the morning drink in my hand.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's okay.
I don't even remember which one it was. Yeah. But it is. Scottsdale's growing. Everyone's back in town. We just finished up Halloween, which is crazy. I can't believe it went by so fast.
It was a lot of fun.
I know.
Yeah.
See, you're like me. You still have young kids. Jeremy, are you still dressing up?
No.
Oh, yeah. It was great. And to see actually...
Halloween on a Monday, it was like, this is another day for me.
I know. And I actually think that we should move fall break to that week.
Well, that's because you have young kids. When you have older kids, it's like,
you don't care.
No.
Do your kids trick or treat at all anymore?
One does.
Party.
Yeah.
Party.
I think it's great to see. I mean, the just community, like what I have in my neighborhood. I mean, all of the kids that come out, we have a great time. And yes, I hand out candy, even though I'm a dentist.
Full bar still?
Huh?
You're like a full bar.
Oh, yeah, you guys have like Jello shots, the whole deal, right?
That is 2 houses down, and shout out to Frederick on that one. Yeah, absolutely.
I did go at a house last week that was a trick or a treat, and the treat was for the kids, but the trick was we got beer. So they had like cases and cases of beers to hand out to the parents.
It is a thing up here.
Yeah.
Like everyone gets into it.
Well, you get involved.
Right.
Yeah, why not? Why do the kids always have to have fun?
I agree.
Just because we have kids doesn't mean that we can't live a little too.
My son tried to get 2 pillowcases full of candy, and I put a quick stop to that. I reminded him that we're going to visit you, Dr. Rob, in 3 weeks, and I was like, I'm just saying, I don't think Dr. Rob wants 2 bags of candy in your mouth.
I saw 2 teenagers on roller blades going around so that they could hit houses faster.
Smart.
Think of that one.
Yeah.
I would bust it. I would so fall and lose all of my candy is what would happen, and probably my teeth or something too.
Well, that's why you come see me. Yeah.
Jeremy, things are getting busy right now. What's going on? We talked last time about getting your car insured here with all the new people coming in town. So make sure housing inflation rates and stuff like that have gone up. You have been crazy busy. You've been traveling for conferences and stuff like that. What's going on?
Yeah, you do not want to get into a car accident right now in this town. The body shops are backed up.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so rental cars are very hard to come by. It is not a good time. So if you do, we're there for you, but it is, we are backed up. I mean, the entire industry is a mess right now.
Oh, gosh.
I want to say a shout out to Jeremy, actually, not just with the cars, but looking over my policies for homeowner stuff. There's so much different policies and different things that have happened in the last year or two because of COVID, and having somebody very knowledgeable, because he goes to all these courses, look over your policy to tell you what you do need and what you don't need. 100% worth it.
That is true.
What a great shout out. I love it.
Well, yeah.
It's true, though. You have been going up. I mean, you've been traveling a lot to these conferences and getting more coursework and stuff, and just learning to keep up to business with everything.
Stuff changes. Nothing stays the same or constant. So it's nice, you have to increase your capacity, right? So
speaking of increasing your capacity, you just won an award, didn't you, for your second location?
Oh, yes, we did.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I know. Tell us about it.
We just won a company award. We've been getting them for our main location, but this was nice to get it recognized on the second one.
It's only a year old or something over there, isn't it?
Totally, 2 years.
That's crazy.
Look, he's so modest.
I know he is. He's like, you're going to have to pull it out of me.
You won an award.
Talk about it.
What are you talking about?
All right, well, let's go hear about this award-winning new massage parlor, Squeeze Massage, here in Scottsdale. Guys, go have fun this week. Happy Thanksgiving. I probably won't see you again before the holidays, but I'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. We all want that perfect smile, so who better to call for all your dental needs than Dr. Rob DeVito at Arizona Center for Laser Dentistry. Dr. DeVito and his staff offer the best dental experience. Whether it's time for your routine cleaning, one-of-a-kind laser dental treatment, or teeth whitening, their same-day service saves you time and money. And as a mom of 2 little ones, trust me, this is exactly what I need. Give Dr. DeVito a call at 480-990-1905. You can also find him on the web at drdevito.com. We've heard commercials for those other insurance agents, but when it comes to someone who knows Scottsdale and the insurance business, there's only one person you can trust with your stuff, and that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy and his team of agents have been helping Scottsdale for over 20 years. From big purchases to rentals, there is nothing Jeremy can't cover at the best rate with the best service. Don't believe me? Then give him a call yourself at 480-515-5523 or find him on the web at jeremymueller.com. Brittany is no stranger to growth. In the 4 years she was head of marketing at Drybar, she took the company from $30 million to $100 million in growth, opening 50 new locations and getting the Drybar product line distributed internationally, as well as Ulta, Sephora, and Nordstrom. And now she is bringing her talents here to Scottsdale, opening up Squeeze Massage near Fashion Square. Brittany, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm excited to have you on. I'm really excited to learn from you. You have shown success in so many areas of marketing. You've worked for the Hilton, you've done Hot Wheels, Coca-Cola, of course, Drybar, and now Squeeze. Massages can be a tough market to break into. So tell me how you and your team decided to make massage your next big adventure.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the show, Alicia. I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to our conversation. So yeah, the idea for Squeeze really came from the founders of Drybar, who are serial entrepreneurs and brilliant minds themselves. And like any good idea, it came out of frustration and personal necessity for what they felt like was not available. The way that we looked at the massage landscape was really similar to the days before Drybar, in that there was a hole in the middle. On one end of the spectrum, you've got low-end discount chains, which, I always like to say, to their credit, over the past 10 to 15 years have made massage accessible to the masses, but lack a lot from a consumer experience standpoint. And then on the flip side, you've got high-end hotels and spas, which are lovely and we all love. Scottsdale is a great destination for that.
Aren't we though? Yes.
Yes. But that's unattainable for most people to, have a regular routine experience. We like to say people should be going in for at least a monthly massage. So like Drybar, we brought in that luxurious, sophisticated feel at an affordable price point, kind of met in the middle, and launched Squeezed. We use the same creative team, the same architectural team. So a lot of the same whimsical, cheeky, approachable branding, the surprise and delight moments that exist within the shop that just make you feel good. All those things exist. And then, as you mentioned, the biggest differentiation of our experience is our technology. So we've built out an end-to-end platform that enables our guests to do everything from book an appointment, set all of their personal massage preferences. So everything from areas of the body you want focused on, what you want avoided, if you want more or less pressure, it's saved to your profile, shared with your therapist prior to you even walking in the door. And then most people's favorite part is, like Uber and Postmates, you rate, tip, and review at your leisure, all online. So we like to say guests walk in, flow out. It's a truly seamless, transactionless, relaxing experience.
It's kind of funny because you're like hands-free massage parlor, which is just funny because the only hands are the massages that are happening. So why do you think, a couple questions, you did talk about, I think it's great that you found a middle ground because there are other franchise massage companies out there. So really what kind of steps put you aside from the ones already out there?
Yeah. So there's several things, again, going back to just the frustration piece, because again, I think the best ideas really come from that. There was a lot out there that exists that we felt like kind of took the relaxation piece away from getting a massage. So everything from having to call individual locations to having to remember which therapist you like or, isn't quite right for you, to repeating yourself every single time with what your preferences are, what you want. The other thing I forgot to mention is we have a ready button on the table. So you as the guest, let the therapist know when you're ready for them to re-enter and start the massage.
Oh my gosh.
Again, yes. Things like that. And then also, again, post-massage, when you're in that very relaxed state of mind, having to wait in line, clunky, checkout processes, people asking you about tipping, which might feel awkward. And again, kind of like get you out of the whole reason that you came in. So there was a lot of core components that we really just felt like could be done better. In addition to just a, modern, refreshed brand and experience, which certainly when you walk into Squeeze, it feels warm and inviting and also happy at the same time. Our color is Squeeze blue, as we're coining it these days, and it really is. And our logo, our mascot is Pat, which is a little smiley face. Mm-hmm. So we're really trying to kind of evoke all of those feelings that should come with a massage. And I should say too, the one other piece that really differentiates us is our employee experience. I mean, I'm an avid massage goer and felt like for all the reasons we've talked about, Squeeze would be very successful and welcomed. But I also wanted to create a brand and a company that really stood for the employee experience. At the end of the day, I like to say we're in the people industry, not the service industry. And that comes down to treating our people right and really celebrating them for who they are, what they bring to the table, and ensuring that they feel that we're, investing back in them. So we've just taken a lot of time to ensure that our employee programs and just the entire culture is really built around their happiness first.
Well, you mentioned that a lot, and I think that's really important in this day and age. We're learning a lot about the quiet quitting, the going out on your own more. When did you figure out that really keeping your employees happy will automatically have growth within the company as well.
Yeah. It was actually the reason that I decided to move forward with Squeeze. So again, the idea for Squeeze came from Michael and Allie, Drybar founders. They didn't have the bandwidth to get it off the ground. And I actually did a ton of research on the space before even deciding whether I wanted to move forward. After 4 years at Drybar, I was like itching for a new challenge, but I didn't know quite what I wanted to do. And as I looked more into the massage industry, it was very clear that demand was relatively endless. And, we started back in 2019. Now, post-pandemic, demand is even greater, right? So we're poised for the disruption that ultimately we're set out to do. But as I looked more into it, I really felt like the even bigger opportunity was how we treat our people. I have a heart for people. I really, I love seeing people go after what they want, championing them, and really making people feel valued. I mean, it's so funny, life at the end of the day, it's like it's so short. I really believe that we're all here to serve each other, make each other better. Like what is better than making someone's day, at the end of the day. And so I really just wanted to create a company that stood for that and went at it differently, with heart first, purpose over profits type of mentality.
Well, I read actually you had one of those like midnight 3 a.m. aha moments. We all have them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. They just wake you up. But you said you wanted to disrupt the way people experience retail by transforming the mind, body, and soul for good. Kind of follow up with what you mean by that with what we were just talking about.
Yeah. There's two pieces to that. The one other piece that I'll talk to you specific to Squeeze is the other thing that we did is partner with a philanthropy from the outset. Canine Companions is the largest provider of service dogs free of charge to adults, children, and veterans around the country. And so for every membership that we sell, we're helping to provide a day of canine support to a person with a disability, which again, I felt like if our guests knew that their dollars were going towards something bigger and better than just massage, that they would choose to at least consider spending those dollars with us. And then same for our team, not only are they coming into work every day knowing and feeling very proud about the fact that they're making people feel good, but they're also doing good beyond that, right? They're servicing society outside of the four walls that we exist in every day. That's really powerful. And so that's one of the things that, we have been very committed to from the outset of Squeeze. And then the other, that 3 a.m. moment was, after building Drybar and then starting Squeeze, I really realized that we kind of had a secret sauce to creating disruptive retail experiences. And that we created a moat, if you will, within the space. And, those pillars of the moat are great creative, great architecture, innovative world-class technology, and then being best in the business on the culture and the people side. And so we also have created, separate to Squeeze, a company called the Feel Good Company, of which Squeeze benefits from. And that is the learnings of kind of all of those four components. But in addition to that, it's really just helping to advise other entrepreneurs in the wellness space in getting businesses off the ground in different wellness verticals, where we can support kind of in all of those different facets. So again, life is short, go big or go home. We really feel like why not take every second of every day to try and make our impact as big and as heartfelt as we can. And so that's really what we're after.
I love that you're really trying to go off of like true happiness and, focus on bringing that from you inside out to the world to help others find it inside them to continue showing that outside to others too. And that's kind of the head of the umbrella, and everything else has to fall under that. I think that that's a mentality that we all need to move towards, because when you're happy and you work towards that, the success will follow you and others will follow you in that lead because they see that. Part of that with the franchising, how are you helping franchise owners be able to buy into this and follow under this good umbrella that you're promoting?
Yeah. So franchising, we used to franchise Squeeze from the outset for several reasons. One, we learned a ton from Drybar. And so we took the good and the things we wish we could have done differently from the outset and applied it to Squeeze. And one of those learnings was that franchisees, we call our franchisees operating partners, just through our commitment, again, to people and true partnership, which is what franchising ultimately is. They run their businesses best. They've got skin in the game. They've put their own personal dollars into this business that they invested in. They're connected in their community. They care deeply about their team. So they have higher retention rates, both on the guest and the team member side. And really a retail brick and mortar business is a local business. You are a part of a community. So it goes a long way to have an owner that is vested kind of across, all facets of that. And so that's one of the biggest reasons we chose to franchise, was just learning, because Drybar was about 70% corporate owned by the time I left.
Okay.
So, it was a smaller percentage of franchise. And we just realized that, had we to do it all over again, that would have been a really strong, wise approach. So we decided to do that with Squeeze. But the other thing too, is this is my first true entrepreneurial venture. And
wow.
I always, because, before this, I've always been an entrepreneurial spirit. But I always worked in corporate America, really. Drybar was obviously more of a startup, but still helping to build other people's companies and brands. And the way I always describe my experience is, it's overwhelming and exhausting because there's no getting around that, no matter what, if you own your own company. But mostly it's liberating. And I loved the idea of giving other people the opportunity to have that same experience in their local community with the safety net of what franchising offers, which when it's done well, and I would recommend, no matter, if you're interested in Squeeze or another franchise, like do your research and make sure that the franchisor is, equipped not only financially, but from an experience standpoint, having a strong leadership team, really knowing what it takes to franchise. And that is everything from, systems, documentation, processes, all of those things need to be very much in place, strong training, and also the beauty of other entrepreneurs doing the same thing in cities all across America. So even for me, as I think about building Squeeze, we were doing it obviously from scratch. Had I had someone in Chicago that was doing the same thing as me at the same time, it would be so nice to call them up and have those conversations. So, for me, it's like, I love that idea of creating this great community of entrepreneurs and business owners around the country that are doing the same thing, that not only have our support, but the support of each other.
As the leadership for Squeeze, how are you helping the franchise owners? Do y'all do quarterly meetings, or do y'all have advice or, a Squeeze school to go to make sure that they're being their best and helping them grow and be their best owner?
We do have a Squeeze school, Alicia.
Oh my gosh, you go, really?
We do. That's what we call our training program. We're quite detailed about every step of the process. Even before we award a franchise to someone, we're going into the detail and depths of each functional area and how we're supporting them. And also what we expect of them, right? Because it's a long-term commitment. It's a marriage, if you will. And we just really want to make sure that people are going in eyed wide open. So we try and be as explicit from the outset as to, what we provide, what we require. And then, for every stage of the process, we have support and training built out. So obviously the first 12 months is getting the location looking for a location, getting the location built out, hiring your team for the first time, actually training the team, getting it open. So we've got, core facets of training and support for each one of those milestones. And then, once they're up and running, it's monthly touch bases. They have access to, we actually have a centralized guest service team that acts not only as a point of contact for guests, but also a point of contact for our operating partners in real time when they're up and running. So we do have a lot of support built in. And I am looking forward to, so we have Scottsdale and Nashville will open this year in 2022. Yay. And then we'll probably have 15 to 20 opening next year. And then, many thereafter is our goal. We have 50 in development in total. So I'm really looking forward to, the annual conferences and a chance to bring everyone together. We actually do have we also have a monthly Zoom where we bring all the operating partners together and they get a chance just to say hello. We talk about learnings. We'll have sometimes a specific topic. So all of it is just it's meant to feel human. We want the experience to feel real and connected, and there's ups and downs. So it's a roller coaster ride, and we're with everyone through the highs and the lows.
Hold on tight. Here we go.
Yes.
But it's really important to have a good team behind you, no matter what you do in life. Talk about the team, Brittany, that you have behind you to help you grow Squeeze into this national company.
Gosh, that is the truth. I mean, you hear all the time, and it is so true that you need good people, and you need people who can offset your weaknesses. I mean, that is the truth. Nothing great is done alone. I have an amazing team. You know, I feel very grateful to have the founders of Drybar as my advisors. They are my business partners, so certainly they are available. You know, if and when questions arise, there's issues that we need to address. I lean on them heavily, and I'm super grateful for their partnership. I've also built out a team that I really love dearly, and I feel very grateful. Pretty much everyone that we've brought on board at different stages has been with us since then. So I've got a chief operating officer who is my right hand. He is the yin to my yang. We could not be more different in terms of how we approach the business, but that's honestly so needed and necessary. He's been with me since pretty much the inception of our company. He really brought the technology and the operational acumen that we did not have, you know, as a founding team. Again, we're all marketers and brand experience
idea makers.
Yes, exactly. Visionaries, but you need, you need the people that are going to get down into the weeds. And he's definitely done that. And then we brought on a massage therapist consultant. That was another thing that, none of us were massage therapists. And again, going back into the insight of how are we going to make this a really great place where therapists feel valued and taken care of, and that we've actually thought about them. And so we consulted several massage therapists, but one of them who had been with me since also the very, very, very beginning is now our director of training and operations. So it's like so cool to kind of have people grow with you. Yeah. And I brought over one of the team members that used to run marketing at Drybar. So she now heads up marketing here. And it's just really special. And we've also been able to promote a lot of our therapists into operational and training roles, which there's no better way to ensure that the experience that you've created can remain intact than the people who were there with you from the outset. So I'm really excited that, those are the people that are now going out to train our operating partners and their teams. And it's exciting for them too.
I bet. You're now one of the top CEOs out there. Your name is well known. You've worked hard for that. I want to ask you some advice you have for small business owners, and maybe even specifically to the female entrepreneurs out there. I know you help boost those up. And at the same time, I want to hear from you what you want to see more of from the CEOs and executives of these big companies out there to bring more women and help small business owners rise.
Yeah. I think the thing that I have really appreciated from my own experience is connecting with small groups of entrepreneurs in like spaces and having monthly or quarterly touch bases. I actually probably have like 5 or 6 different groups. Some are here in Nashville, some are in LA, some are virtual, but I've kind of plugged into peer groups. Some were organically created, just like friends. Some are more structured in, leadership organizations like Vistage, which I'm sure people are familiar with. But I would just highly encourage getting connected from that standpoint, because there is no greater value than one, learning from other people's mistakes and being able to talk openly and honestly about challenges that you are having and receiving feedback that is valuable because they're people doing a very similar thing alongside you. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. So it's like, 1, that would be my advice. And 2, that is something that I would like to see more of, is people reaching out and saying, hey, the last Thursday of every month, let's all get together and really have a, couple hour conversation about what's working. What are we seeing? What do we need each other for? I just think that needs to happen more authentically and more regularly.
Yeah. It'll help all of us
for people to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I totally agree. As being a small business owner myself and a female, you can't do anything. I too have a team behind me of people, but you run out of ideas if you're not continually working with other creative people or other people, like you were saying earlier, your yin to your yang, someone that's my weaknesses, It's the only way to be successful. And I think you have found that along your way because you're very successful and you're helping others. I love your give back mentality as well. And I think that we all could learn from that because we all do have so much to still give to others to help each other grow and stuff like that. Speaking of growing, you have 50 places about to open up this year. The goal is to get up to 500 500. What do we need to do to help you get this goal, Brittany?
Well, thank you. I think I would ask if you are interested in franchising and bringing Squeeze to your community. We are looking for people who not only have, solid business acumen, that of course is a foundational requirement, but more so, we're really looking for people who get the people side of the business, who have a heart for building teams, who understand what it takes to do that, to inspire and motivate, and who feel passionately about bringing a health and wellness, feel-good concept to your community. So if you want to learn more about that, squeezemassage.com/franchise. That page has a ton of information on what we're all about and what it takes to franchise. And then definitely squeezemassage.com or @squeeze on Instagram. You can check out all the cities that we're coming to. Would love to have you come in and check us out. They'll be rolling out over actually the next couple of years. But yeah, we'll be all over from coast to coast.
I love it. Well, opening up here in Scottsdale, it's right across the street from Fashion Square. Like you said, it's a membership base, but your membership does go to help the canine companions. And I was looking at your website. The prices are not astronomical at all. It's one massage a month. We all could use it. And I think it's a great thing. I loved it too. You can go in there, you pick out your own incense and your music. And I am a huge fan of that button on the table. So I'm not just sitting there wasting my massage time. So thank you for that. And I think you're really onto something. So before we wrap up, Brittany, I wanted to ask you, why Scottsdale? What was about Scottsdale? They're like, this is the place we need to open a Squeeze Massage.
Well, as you mentioned, it's the spa capital of the country. So we know that there are both really great therapists there, because again, that's like the core of our experience, is really catering to a great place for them to come to work. And we know that people love massages, both those who live there and those who visit. And so really just felt like it was a great city to bring our experience. And yeah, we can't wait to open.
I know you've been out here visiting a few times. We've missed each other, but what is your favorite Scottsdale vibe from when you've spent time here?
So as you mentioned at the top of the call, so I'm such an outdoorsy nature person. So I feel like, hiking the deck off of Sanctuary, I think it's called, that like looks at Camelback is probably one of the most beautiful places on this planet. I just feel like taking in like the beautiful desert landscape and also soaking in the warmth, no matter what time of year.
True. It is very true. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's one of those places, it's magical, because in front of you is Camelback and the mountains and this beautiful desert, and behind you is the city, but you can't feel it. You can't see it. It's like you really are on your own right there. So that is a beautiful place. Yes.
Yes. It's one of my favorites. And also golf carts downtown. Is that still like a thing? I feel like I did that years ago. I'm like, this is so cool. You don't hop in an Uber, you hop in a golf cart.
Now they've gotten to like more of the petty cabs. So like the bike cabs and stuff like that. But yes, I actually was in a golf cart one a few weeks ago with some friends. So they're still around. So fun.
That's so fun.
Well, Brittany, thank you so much for joining me today. Go check out squeezemassage.com. They're opening up here in Scottsdale very soon. Like I said, across from Fashion Square. Go get your membership now and go feel better. Brittany, thank you so much for joining me. We'll be back with some calendar of events.
Thanks, Felicia.
With over 20 years of experience in real estate, Sean Shackleton, the Shackleton Group, is ready for you. Sean is a well-respected, full-time agent that is always at the forefront of both market trends and market technology. Most importantly, she is a realtor who will listen and always put your needs first. It's no wonder Sean is named as one of America's top 100 real estate agents. So whether you're buying or selling or need a good neighbor, call Sean of the Shackleton Group at 480-734-7277 or find them on the web at theshackletongroup.com. Are you like me and love a good fried chicken sandwich? Maybe a grilled chicken salad of some sort. How about those hot and fresh fries, all washed down with some fresh squeezed tea or a milkshake? Are you hungry yet? Then you need to go check out Bird Call, located at the corner of Scottsdale and Shea, for everything delicious, fresh, all natural, and locally sourced. Bird Call started with a mission to make natural food more accessible. Not only are they feeding us all natural food, but 1% of their sales goes to support local schools, charities, and organizations here in Scottsdale. You can see all the delicious details by visiting eatbirdcall.com or just driving to their location on Scottsdale and Shea. Oh, and did I mention they're open on Sundays? Unlike some other chicken places, you can get your chicken fix 7 days a week. Bird Call, your only choice when it comes to all natural and delicious chicken. Thank you so much to Dr. Rob and Jeremy Mueller for always coming on. And of course, Brittany Driscoll, thank you so much for taking time out of your very busy day to talk to Scottsdale about all the great things coming our way. Go visit Squeeze Massage. If you join your membership today, click on there. You'll get $20 off your monthly membership if you buy now. And that deal will never expire as long as you get in today. So go get those deals now. There should be openings soon before the end of the year. So you get ready for those perfect timing massages during the stressful holiday times. Before that, though, there is lots happening this weekend. The Arizona Barrels, Bottle, and Brews at Salt River Field is happening Saturday, November 12th from 2 to 5 p.m. There will be over 24 breweries, distilleries, and wineries to sample. If you're going to be the designated driver, you can get in for a mere $19, and everyone else's tickets prices start at $60. If you love a comedy show and talent, then this weekend, Alan Cumming is going to be performing at the Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts. He's hilarious. He's very talented. He's a Tony winner, Emmy nominated for being a Tony host. He's an actor, comedian, and he's coming only one night this Saturday. Tickets start at $65 and showtime is at 8 p.m. The link to everything is in the description of this episode, so don't forget to click on that to find out more. It's also the last weekend for the Scottsdale Quarter Concert Series and Canal Convergence. So go get some live music in at the Quarter. Go check out some amazing art down the Canal Convergence on the waterfront. Basically, it's just like Scottsdale's time. So go have an amazing time being with our community and out with each other. Have a wonderful weekend, Scottsdale. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.